The present video will show the project effects of physical activity and nutritional re-education in inflammation and endothelial microvascular dysfunction induced by excess weight, a translational research in children, adolescents, and young adults. This project is a partnership of 10 research laboratories of renowned institutions from Rio de Janeiro state. Obesity is a multifactorial disease defined as the accumulation of fat tissue related to nutritional, environmental, and genetic factors. Obesity elicits a low-grade inflammation and is strongly associated to insulin resistance. Obesity is a risk factor for many conditions such as atherosclerosis, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, sleep apnea, and endothelial microvascular dysfunction, all associated with increased cardiovascular risk. Atherosclerosis is initiated by the loss of endothelial function. Normally, the endothelium produces vasoconstrictors and vasodilator substances in a well-balanced equilibrium to keep adequate tissue perfusion. When endothelial dysfunction occurs, this balance is lost. When analyzing the main cause of mortality in Brazil from 1930 to 2007, we find an increment in mortality by cardiovascular diseases, the main cause of mortality, and cancer, both associated to obesity. The adipocyte can be seen as an endocrine cell producing many inflammatory cytokines, example, interleukin-6, and vasoactive substances like angiotensin. The Bugalusa heart study demonstrated the presence of atherosclerotic lesions in aorta and coronaries of children, adolescents, and young adults. Elevated body mass index was an important risk factor. The World Health Organization has shown a worldwide increase in the prevalence of obesity for men and women. Brazil is the 5th country in the ranking of countries in terms of patients with body mass index above 27 kilograms per meter square. According to a survey made in 2008 and 2009 in Brazil, 16.6% of boys and 11.8% of girls between 5 and 9 years of age are obese. When the population between 10 to 19 years of age is analyzed, 5.9% of boys and 4% of girls are obese. It should be noted that in the last survey, the number of obese persons exceeded the number of persons with weight deficit. Translational research is essential because basic scientific findings are crucial to the development of clinical interventions for patients and for understanding of important mechanisms of disease. BioVac has several experimental models of obesity using rats, hamsters, and mice. This project is a consortium of several laboratories from 3 different and very prestigious universities in the state of Rio de Janeiro. The main goal is to investigate methods and interventions to prevent or detect early cardiovascular risk factors associated to obesity. The translational approach allows investigators to assess the obesity problem from different perspectives, with the work from different centers complementing the work from the others. The effect of mental stress, sedentary lifestyle, and physical activity will be assessed in children from schools and clinics, in obese young adults or with insulin resistance, and children of obese parents. Anthropometric measurement, inflammatory markers, endothelial progenitor cells, microvascular endothelial function, and periodontal disease will be assessed periodically in different subjects under different interventions. The BioVac has large experience with many experimental models suitable to investigate the microcirculation and endothelial function, like the hamster cheek pouch and the skin fold chamber, as well as the brain microcirculation in rats. These experimental animals could be subject to diet change, like high-fat diet, and to practice physical exercise in treadmill as well as resistance training. The experimental animals can be kept in a controlled environment. The patients with overweight and obesity attend ambulatories from Piquet Carneiro Polyclinic or Pedro Ernesto University Hospital. Here are some examples of obesity-related research facilities found at Uerj. BioVac uses venous occlusion plethysmography and nail-fold videocapillaroscopy to clinically study endothelial and microvascular function. The laboratory is also equipped for animal studies, cell cultures, and molecular biology. LabSal has a training room where patients can perform physical activities, including bodybuilding and aerobic exercise, and 2 laboratories, one to study muscle functions with BioDAC and another for cardiopulmonary analysis and to evaluate autonomic and metabolic function. The Laboratory for Endocrine Physiology has expertise on Western blot and PCR analysis. As a result of the importance of the study in obesity in our country, a multidisciplinary center for clinical research in obesity, the sample, was created. The construction of its facilities is underway with the expected opening in March 2015.